going to pin the fabric onto the skirt because I will be hand stitching this instead of using a sewing machine. We measured the skirt and it came up to 17 inches. So I'm going to take the remaining fabric because I have 2 yards of it. I'm going to measure it to 17 inches. Well, really 18. I want to give it enough room to wrap around to the end. And I'm going to cut the fabric because I have a lot and I don't want it to be all over the place. I am going to place a pin right here so I can know where to cut the fabric. I am going to measure 4 inches down from the middle and I'm going to place a pin so I can know where to cut the fabric. I'm going to measure across and I'm going to put pins all down the measuring line and I'm going to cut out. I'm going to hem the skirt using this panel material. This is not the right material to use. Cotton will be better. And I'm going to measure 1 inch. I'm going to place my pin and I am going to mark the hemline all down to 17 or 18 inches. I didn't feel like doing any more markings with the pin, so I decided to take a white eyeliner and just do my markings from there. I used the ruler 1 inch and just kept going all the way down to the end. Okay, so this is what you should have. The hem is the panel and the fabric, the markings all the way down to 18 inches. And now we're going to cut. And this is how everything should look after it's been cut. Don't worry if your mesh fabric is not so straight. The hem will cover it, but try to get it as straight as possible. I am going to pin the panel fabric onto the mesh fabric. And make sure you turn it on the opposite side to where it's not shiny because it's easier to hand stitch it that way. And if you use a sewing machine, you can do it on the shiny part, but you have to have the right needle for that, and I didn't. So that's why I'm hand stitching this. Make sure you pin it where the mesh panel is between, so you have 2 folds, one on top, one on bottom, and it's pinned up like that. I know that you guys see that the shiny part is showing. That's only because I stitched it this way first, but make sure that it's on the opposite side and stitch it on the opposite side. It will come out much better. I learned my lesson, and yeah, especially when you're hand stitching. Unless you have the type of needle for this type of fabric, the panel fabric, then it's fine. But other than that, no. Now it's time to stitch everything. Make sure that the mesh fabric is on top of the skirt instead of underneath. I already stitched it underneath and it did not look good, so I had to take it out and do it all over. And yes, I will be hand stitching this. You can do it by sewing machine, but I'm not. I got 2 yards of mesh fabric, and for the remainder of this fabric, what I did was I measured the skirt from the middle of the fabric because I wanted to have that waterfall look in the front. So by me doing this, it will give me that waterfall look. I placed the pins on top of the skirt where I will be stitching. Be careful that you don't stick yourself, and when you're removing the skirt, make sure you don't stick yourself also. And I feel like this is easier to have the markings on the skirt while you have it on. I just freestyle cut the ending of the fabric, and you can cut it to wherever length you want it to be. If you want it to be short, long, it's up to you. So now I'm going to cut the fabric on how I want it. For another style, you can grab it by your knees and put it up to the middle of your skirt, and you can pin it so that way you can stitch that part too if you want to have this desired look. So it's up to you.
We dance, gonna enjoy this night, I don't care what happens. Raise glasses to the sky, raise glasses to the sky.